Welcome to another episode of Core Wrestling Reviews. I'm Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Jay.
So welcome. As you know, we are all big WWE fans, and so far we've reviewed WrestleMania, we reviewed SummerSlam, and now we're reviewing Survivor Series. So just the big four so far what we're going to review. Okay, gentlemen, let's start. Are you ready?
Yeah, I just can't match your energy, man. But yes.
Cool. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and start with the first match. That was the Women's War Games match.
Was Damage Control, Bayley, Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. And they were against Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch.
Also, this is a rematch from last year because Bianca was the captain of this team.
Team Belair 2 years in a row beating Damage Control.
We're getting to the point where Damage Control is going to probably either dissolve.
They're definitely kicking Bayley out because you noticed during the match, Bayley made most of the saves, and she did the most work for her team. And I think they're going to do a face turn because they're going to show that she did put in all the work, but then gets kicked out of the group.
When they alluded to it earlier this week, Bayley didn't know Asuka was joining Damage Control, but you kind of saw the others knew Asuka was joining Damage Control, and she seemed surprised. They've been alluding a little to like she seems off with it and just like what's going on.
Yeah, and well, I wonder when they do break it, do you think they'll keep Dakota Kai or do you think they'll just keep it with the Japanese wrestlers?
I'm guessing they'll keep her. They have not shown any animosity or anything towards her like they have Bayley. So at least for now, I think she's safe, but maybe down the line.
Maybe they're waiting until she comes back from injury, then they'll kick her out.
Yeah.
Because they probably would want to do some type of match, and they don't want to just kick her out without doing a match because they're probably saving something for her.
Yeah, they want to do it when she just can't really retaliate. But for the match itself, the War Games matches, both of them are going to be long. They're both over 30 minutes long. And I think this one, the first half was kind of but I think it picked up in the second half a lot. You got some pretty cool spots. Jake and I like the Io Sky trash can spot.
Trash can spot, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually creative. That was funny. That was creative.
Flair's moonsault from the top didn't look terrible.
Yeah, and she nailed Io Sky with that. She had some cuts on her head after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was watching it. I was like, "Ooh, she got her." And I remember Charlotte was talking about like when she was, because this is the first time Charlotte Flair's ever done a War Games. And she was like, I need to make this big. I need to make this moment big. What can I do? And that was one of the things she was talking about with that spot. She's like, ooh, that would be a really good spot to do. But also, I think the other story they had was because Charlotte and Becky have had some feuding.
Out. So two years in a row, War Games has a hug.
Oh, I don't know if we got into the finish of this match. The Bianca Belair's team won. No, we did say it.
Yeah, we did.
But like you mentioned with Bayley making all the saves, though, at the end, Bayley was getting all the moves at the end, and it did not look like any of the other members of Damage Control were making that much of an effort to help her.
And she pushed Kairi Sane out the way when Charlotte Flair was setting up for the spear and took the spear instead. I guess like I said earlier, I think they're definitely doing a face turn because she sacrificed the most.
Yeah, and even she made a comment afterwards when she was eating her Ruffles.
Speaking of Ruffles, the product placement they had with the Alpha Academy, Tozawa with the Ruffle Shuffle, that was like, I hate product placement, but if you're going to do it, at least do it like that.
Yeah, I think they had 2 product placement segments backstage, and I thought both of them were pretty okay.
Yeah, no, but it was good enough setup, kind of builds on to what they're going to do next. And I think, Bayley face turn would make sense because she's been heel for like 2 or so years that I think it's now okay to make her a face because you don't ever want the heel stuff was good, but you don't want anything to get too cold or stale. I don't think they're gonna go like full face like how she was.
Yeah,
not that much.
Shouldn't.
Yeah, so that was cool. Kind of a nice allusion to the next. All right, then the next match was arguably the greatest intercontinental champion extending his streak, Gunther, beating Mr. Awesome, The Miz.
Yeah, I would say the finish for this match, man, I thought the finish was a little weak, to be honest. For the purpose of Miz for the storyline they were doing, The Miz tapped out really quickly. And yeah, as soon as he put the Lion Tamer version of the Boston Crab on, missed out that immediately, and I thought that they didn't build up the moment enough for me, which I was wanting Gunther to win anyway, but still.
I think they let the Miz get too much offense.
I was really hoping this would be a one and done, but it does look like they're gonna run it back, which is very unfortunate. Maybe they just do it on Raw because there is a month in between the Royal Rumble.
You killing that main event of Raw on that.
You can use the Miz. It's not. I thought it was smart. Of like, again, you kind of knew the title wasn't changing, and you can use the Miz, which is still a good enough superstar, and you have a storyline there.
I think the Miz is such a terrible babyface.
When also you can't build a good feud because we all know the Miz is not beating him. So wrestling's always best when you're like, okay, I can see either one of these guys winning the match. You're not seeing that with the Miz, so you're not going to buy into any of his offense. Really, he's like, okay, just get to the end. Gunther's going to win eventually. So I just don't like matches like that usually, unless they're on Raw, then it's fine. But on pay-per-views, PLEs, excuse me, I want competitive matches where there could be a chance someone else wins.
I don't mind as much because it was
really
kind of
don't like this face Miz. I honestly, I think it's just time WWE moves on from the Miz. Personally.
No, he does way too much of the.
No, keep him be a manager, man. No one wants. Does anybody really want to see him wrestle anymore?
It's fine. It's fine. He serves as entertainment. I mean, I will agree with you. Heel Miz is better because he does a lot better as heel.
I would agree with Jacob. They got a lot of other people they can put TV time
There's so
on.
There's so many new blood we can get into this. No one is ever going to believe Miz is a serious contender anymore.
I think you get into that late career Dolph Ziggler thing where you're just like, it's kind of pointless.
That's probably a good comparison.
But I think you could also use him to push other superstars.
You can, and when they did that with LA Knight, that was a good mini.
That was fine. Yes, that was a good use of the Miz because the Miz was a heel.
I don't mind him holding a mid-card belt for like a little bit. I knew it wasn't gonna be this.
I do.
I
do. I would mind that a lot actually. The tag team, he can do tag team.
Mid card, like again, not like versus Gunther, but like several months.
He can, you know what? He can dig that. He can dig that 24/7 championship out the trash. That's what he can do. He could be that champion. He could dig the 24/7 championship out the trash.
Yeah, and it's time for the Miz to wrap it up. It's getting there.
Yeah, I don't think he should fully get off the screen. I will agree.
No,
I will go with you on being a manager. I think he could do well because his mic skills are still pretty good when he's a heel. I will go into the next match. It was a singles match. It was Santos Escobar beating Dragon Lee.
I think so far they've done a great job with Santos Escobar's heel turn. I think he's already been so much better here than he was with LWO, much more interesting. And I was happy that they had him win because this was one that could have gone either way because WWE's been hyping up Dragon Lee, having him win matches, and Dragon Lee's been impressive so far. But I do think it was the right call for Santos to win this match because if you make him lose this match right after he turned heel on Ray, you're pretty much already.
It's like, bro, he wished amputation on this dude. He has to win.
But I like again, like with the match, like it makes it interesting that they switched it because then you're like, oh, can he lose? Like, will he lose? Like it put more because you knew if he was facing Cartolito, you're like, okay, he's definitely winning. But like, oh, Dragon Lee, he might lose now. Made it more at stake, like you just said.
Yeah, which is always good. And this was a pretty good match. I thought. I wish they would give him more time. Honestly, they only gave him 7 minutes.
That's the thing that got me. It wasn't enough time.
But I like the direction. I think there was good booking with it. So I'm interested to see where Santos Escobar goes from here. I mean, we know where it's going. It's him versus Ray.
Well, I kind of wonder: is he gonna bring Legado del Fantasma back? But obviously, he wouldn't use Wild and Cruz del Toro.
According to the internet, Jacob, it is rumored that they will bring it back, and he'll bring up Angel Garza and Hector.
Ooh, that would be good. That'd be better.
I think so. They're better wrestlers.
You could even call up Elektra Lopez.
He could do that because then that would combat Zelina Vega. Kind of rub that. Yeah, I can see that.
Let's do the next match. Was Rhea Ripley once again defeating Zoe Stark and defending her title and keeping on to her Women's World Championship belt.
See, the thing with this match is, again, this is like the Gunther match. You knew Zoe Stark stood no chance. I mean, none at all. She just had won a match on Raw or a Battle Royal or whatever to be the number one contender. That was just like 2 weeks before this match. So there was no real build to it. So you really didn't feel that Zoe Stark had a chance. And Rhea Ripley's not dropping it to her. She's only dropping it to someone who's over right now. Zoe Stark's still working to get there. So this match wasn't that exciting for me.
I thought the match was mostly fine. There was that one weird spot where it looked like Rhea Ripley was going for like some kind of choke slam from the top rope, and then Zoe Stark, I guess she was supposed to land on her feet, but didn't. And then she just fell, but they immediately went to the next sequence. But it was weird. It was weird, weird sequence.
They really need to give Rhea a good solid feud with this because mainly, I mean, has she really had a good feud with the title yet?
I liked. She had a nice, at least a few week program with Raquel Rodriguez that I liked.
Okay, yeah, that might be one.
They really concentrated. The one thing I will say, the Judgment Day that has gone wrong is all the concentration has gone to the Judgment Day rather than Rhea holding it on her own. While she has like been instrumental and her part's been good, that is one thing that her title has been heavily affected because of it.
Yeah, like, do I think she's the right choice to be champion? Yes, I do. Her reign so far, I would say if I had to grade it, it wouldn't have a high grade right now.
She could be doing all this stuff without the belt that she's been doing because most of it has been she's leading it.
Yeah. I wonder who you would have her drop the title to on Raw.
Well, see, they keep teasing it, and I thought her and Shayna would be interesting of having that of a feud. Like, I thought that would be a good match.
Yeah, they need to build up some of these other women on Raw to get to
Well,
that point where
they're definitely gonna do Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley at some point because Nia Jax is dominating the roster right now. I never thought I'd say it, but I like what they're doing on Nia Jax right now. Like, she is playing a perfect, like, just an absolute bitch, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, people online love to shit on her because they just can't stand her, but she's been doing fine. And I love that she's doing the bonsai drop.
When she does the bonsai drop and then slaps them, I'm like, dang.
And what does she call it?
I don't know what she calls to her finish. I can't remember.
But I like it as effective finisher, obviously. But I'll be fine with Nia Jax challenging Rhea Ripley as long as it's not Tegan Nox.
That could easily be your Royal Rumble match, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I will say from when I was in, shout out, just a quick thing. I went, Raw was in where I went to Raw recently. When she was like doing the little taunts to the fans, smacking her butt and everything, and then mocking Raquel, it was working with the audience. It was very much working with like the
people hate her. Like, people online legitimately don't like her. Not as like a fun thing to do with Dominic. They like legit don't like her.
Which I'm like, she's fine. I don't know why you don't like her.
They say that because she's hurt people before. I'm like, well, Seth Rollins has hurt 2 people, so do you hate him? No.
Yeah.
I see he hurt 3 actually: Finn Balor, John Cena, and Sting.
Yeah, like that stuff happens. I don't know. I just also don't want to end up being Rhea loses to like Becky, and it's like
I know I don't want to see the same thing.
Oh my god! Please don't. Please don't.
Do something new.
I can't take
somebody else. Like, again, I wouldn't mind her and Shayna. Her and Shayna would be interesting.
They could even bring up Roxanne Perez from NXT and do like this underdog story versus Rhea, and she upsets Rhea, making a big upset. You know, you could do it that way.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't know. You're probably not putting on the belt on her yet, but I wouldn't mind seeing her versus Tiffany. I think that could be an interesting feud. I think Tiffany's really.
That'd be a good match.
Better.
That'd be a damn good match.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see her losing till WrestleMania, honestly. But that also makes Royal Rumble interesting because it's then going to be who do they push up at that point that joins the Royal Rumble? Or, there's a name that has yet to come out yet that, many people are speculating she might be the one that wins Royal Rumble.
Well, she better. Yeah. You would see me. I'd act like a little mark if that happened.
Now it'd be interesting to see. She'd probably come back under Sasha Banks, right? She won't come back.
No, I wasn't talking about her. Well,
who are you talking? You talking about someone else?
I'm talking about her.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not talking about her?
No.
Oh no, I didn't even think about her, but I wouldn't mind her. That would be really.
That'd be fine, but I know I'm thinking about someone.
I was talking about Jade.
Yeah, I was talking about Jade Cargill. Yeah, Jade Cargill.
Sasha would be great. Like, I would be great with that. But it seems that because I would say from storylining, I would think Bailey would probably be the one who would fight Io, because I would be like, maybe that would be the only other person. Bailey probably would fight Io, and then Jade goes and fights Rhea.
Yeah. Bro, that'd be meat versus meat. That'd be great.
All right, we're gonna go into our last match. It was Team Cody, which was Cody Rhodes, Seth frickin' Rollins, Main event, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and the Viper Randy Orton returning to defeat the Judgment Day of Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dirty Dom, JD McDonough, and Drew McIntyre, who's just an associate. Not in it, but just, associate.
I mean, it's true. Yes, he did say he's not in the Judgment Day, so we got to take him at his word. Throughout the show, they did this thing where Randy Orton wasn't there yet, so they were trying to build up, is he coming? Is he not? So eventually he did, to no one's shock. But I was very happy he came back. I was watching it with my son. He loves Randy Orton. In fact, he isn't, since he's gotten into wrestling, or right when he did get into wrestling, that's like when Randy Orton got hurt. But he still loves Randy Orton. He's watched some of the old stuff, so I was happy that he got to see him like live. And Randy Orton looked good. He looked big too.
Yeah,
he took that time off well. And Dean, ever since he did it in the match, Dean's been doing that Orton thing. When
yeah.
yeah. Dean's been doing that the whole time.
Oh, that is so Orton. That yeah. I'm like,
yeah, Dean was like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like,
that's just Orton.
Yep, that's just how he does. But he got a good, that was a big applause for him. And I love the way they built up the surprise of him on that Monday Night Raw before. I did love that.
Well, they built it up. And also I like how they built that moment of you thought, well, you kind of knew, but they tried to play Damian Priest was going to cash in finally because they had Seth Rollins down. So it was an easy moment for him to cash in and take the title. And then they're like, oh, no, Randy comes.
Randy said, nah. But in this match, I do think a lot of the wrestlers did great character work in this match. I think Drew McIntyre and like Damian Priest did some good stuff because like you saw when Jey Uso went in, Drew was about to just go against the plan and go in because he wants to go after Jey. But Damian's like, no, we're gonna stick to the plan. And then just different moments like that. And then like when McIntyre finally got his moment to go after Jey, he took his time to go over there because he wanted to savor the moment. So I just liked a lot of the work they did there.
I was a big fan of obviously the spot at the end, the RKO with JD McDonough. That was great.
He sold that like a champ. He had like he was dead.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Way to take that, major.
That had to hurt.
And then how he had the cast on his neck. And also how they flipped it, because remember last year they did the ballads on all the Bloodline, and this year everybody did Randy Orton's iconic DDT off the ropes.
And then we saw Randy give Cody his moment. It kind of was further cementing that Cody's going to be this top guy, which we all expect him to face Roman at WrestleMania and probably win the title. So that would.
Can you imagine if Cody loses again?
There's just no way, dude. They can't continue the story for 3 years.
What if they want to catch Hogan?
Okay, but then Cody's not going to be the one to beat him then.
No.
Yeah, and you're really going to be pushing it. This storyline has been really good. I'm like, I don't know if you can push it really much further to another WrestleMania.
Everything. You can't do it another year. But as with the face team, I do like they're doing great work with most of these guys. Cody Rhodes is doing good storylines for him. Seth Rollins is good right now. Jey Uso. I mean, when do you think he was ever going to be a single star? And even Sami Zayn, I feel like they've done a good job of kind of making him. He doesn't have a similar style as Mick Foley, but being that kind of underdog that may eventually win a championship, I could see Sami Zayn eventually getting a short reign with the whatever the championship is called now that Seth Rollins has.
Also, it was Cody who said this, actually, on that point. He was the one who said, when is the last time WWE had this many over baby faces?
Dude, the roster right now is so stacked.
It's been a minute, dude. Yeah. Like, usually on back in the day, in the 2010s, which were not too great for WWE, but you would have at most like 2-3 like really over people per show. Now it's like, no, you got there's like 10 people at least.
I think mainly the only other the area they're weak on is the Raw's women's division is what we were talking about that,
and the women's tag division. But they're trying to give Piper and Chelsea a long reign, I guess, to try to build it up because they were hot potato in that thing forever.
Yeah, but they're doing a great job. Even mid-card people Ivar and Bronson Reed just had a banger of a match on Raw. But I'm saying consistently they have. Think about it. Royal Rumble comes up. There are probably 5 or 6 people you could potentially see winning that, legitimately winning that match. Because most of the time it's usually 2.
Yeah, because Cody doesn't even have to win the Rumble because you can even consider other people because he can win the Elimination Chamber instead.
Oh yeah, no, you could do it. Yeah, no, there's several people. I mean, I think men and women side that I'm like, there's a couple people I can see winning, and I'd probably be fine with the lead up and build to what you got.
So think about it. You can see Cody Rhodes doing it. You can see LA Knight doing it. If Seth Rollins lost the title beforehand, you can see him winning it. There is someone else who went. We'll talk about him in a minute. But someone else returned on this show. They could win it. And so, I mean, potentially Randy Orton, depending on what they want to do there. So there's a lot of people that have a shot. So that's going to be an exciting pay-per-view when we discuss that in a month and a half or whatever.
Also, yeah, before this, because unfortunately I don't have another pay-per-view, if he had dropped it, I would have also said, like, if Gunther had faced probably somebody else and dropped it, I wouldn't have been surprised if he won it, if he would win.
I kind of wish they had...
Unless he drops it at Royal Rumble, I wouldn't be surprised if he would win it.
Yeah, I kind of wish they had a December PLE. It used to be TLC. I'm glad they don't do TLC anymore, but I wish they changed it with something else.
That does mean, though, that Raw and SmackDown should have some pretty good matches.
It should be. Next Raw is going to be Jey Uso for Seth Rollins for the title. That's going to be pretty big.
Mm-hmm. But Drew's going to get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also we can go ahead and talk to the end. So after Cody, they win. You finally heard the music because they're in Chicago. And they
before you get into who comes out, they did a great job. They did something similar with Bray Wyatt's return a year or so ago. They put in that closing graphic in the bottom right corner. That usually signals the end of the show. So you're like, okay, well, I guess that's it. And then out comes
CM Punk, which apparently Triple H took over, walked in there, took over. Not many people knew what was happening. I think the wrestlers from the War Games were told before the match. Several production and other people did not know he was coming out. Triple H went back there, took over, told him to put that screen graphic, and then hit the music. So, yeah, it got a massive pop in Chicago.
Did you see that video of Michael Cole vibing to his music?
Yeah. Well, I love also how the internet is, man.
Yeah.
You get the fan... someone recorded Michael Cole, and from their perspective, they're trying to present it as Michael Cole's like throwing a pin. Or
something they're trying to show that. Yeah, I remember that. They were trying to show that he was mad.
Yeah,
but he was not.
They showed it, and also Randy Orton. Did you see him? He was in the change on the
chairs.
Just,
Bro, I love that the wrestling journalists are lying already, saying people are mad. I'm like, CM Punk's gonna be on his best behavior in WWE.
Yeah.
He's got one strike.
Yeah, I'm not a huge CM Punk fan, but I have no issue with him coming back to WWE. And I'm more excited for Orton returning than CM Punk. But I'm totally fine with CM Punk coming because, like you said, he makes one F up, he's out of here because WWE doesn't need him. He needs WWE.
Yeah, and I think CM Punk is quite motivated to show, he's going to try to, be like, he's going to try to show AEW up by being really good. So hopefully that means we get some good TV.
I think so, because even, who was it, Jim Cornette said something about it, how WWE's in control. Also, Cody said something like, we're good with CM Punk. If he's here to help build the brand, all for it. If not, it is what it is. This is company. And yeah, he has to prove, because if he F's up, it's going to be like, okay, so you went to all these times. Was it you or everybody else? Like, he really has to prove, no, it was AEW, not me. And I need to show that it was them, not me. And, Triple H, really said... Now, I always knew, because Triple H, he grew up with Vince. Like, Vince, WWE has always taken stars back, even after falling outs. Like, no matter what, Vince, I know he's not in, head make, but, Vince always, said, what's best for business? Even if I don't like this guy, are they good for business? And, this famous line, are they going to make me money? That's all he cares about.
If Bret Hart came back, anybody can come back. Yeah. If Bret Hart came back,
yeah, he didn't screw anyone over harder than Bret. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's like Triple H has always had that. Learned that it's about the business. I don't care. If he's grown, like he said in his conference, people have grown. We're different people. You got to give people shots and chances. So he addressed that in the conference.
As a PLE overall, it wasn't the best one they did all year, but it did have significant ramifications for the future with Randy Orton and CM Punk returning. I mean, you're talking two major stars coming back. And this WrestleMania card is going to be so stacked.
My main criticism of this PLE is the fact that there is no traditional Survivor Series match. 2 years in a row, so I'm hoping next year we get natural Survivor
we
Series.
thought we were going to get one because they had just recently done GMs for Raw and SmackDown. So like, okay, maybe we'll get a traditional.
And they were beefing. They were beefing for a bit.
Yeah. Now it may have been a bit early to get that real heat between the two brands, but still, you could have thrown away put some mid carders in here, have a nice little match.
Yeah, hopefully for next year. I will also say the one last thing. They're also doing a good job, Damian Priest, in showing him and Judgment Day having a little, like, he signed himself leader because they said it on Raw the next day of, like, him losing and how he felt. He was paranoid. They were all, like, mad at him and all of that. So, you know, starting to show a little friction of, like, okay, what's going on there?
I don't mind the Judgment Day, but I also wouldn't mind if they disbanded.
I am getting tired of them.
Yeah, it's
that's that's so true. I don't like you said. I don't hate the Judgment Day, but it's been a lot in the past 2 years.
They dominate the screen time, which is, I mean, all the people on there are good, but you know, I'm just interested to see the next chapter. They're kind of teasing the whole descent with Damian Priest for quite a bit now.
I know you don't mean that statement about JD McDonough. I know you don't.
What did I say about JD?
No, you said everyone in the Judgment Day is good.
Oh, I forgot he was even in it. No, I don't want to talk about Big Head. His wrestling is fine. It's just hard to take him seriously because of the size of his fucking head.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good wrestler. He's actually a really good wrestler. I don't know, man. He needs to get a thicker neck, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, so if you want me to grade the show, I would have to see the list of pay-per-views, but I would probably, as a grade, I'd probably give it like a B.
Yeah, B plus for the CM Punk return, but
in Orton.
Orton.
I enjoyed it much more than the AEW pay-per-view we watched, because the only match in that one I liked was Swerve versus Adam Hangman Page.
That main event was one of the worst main events I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, so I think, like, I'm with you guys. Pay-per-view served its purpose. And they did that, like, remember, they did that without even using Roman Reigns. They've gotten, and even now Randy Orton has also said something about the bloodline, so that's also going to be an interesting piece coming after the bloodline. So
LA Knight wasn't even here.
Yeah, LA Knight. So, like, several of their big stars, they were like, don't even need them. We're good. So, and when you're at that point that you can use one of your big four pay-per-views, also, your main your two main men's titles, you didn't fight. Nobody fought for them. So,
and I'm not complaining about it.
Solid. Yeah, and we're all good with that. So, very, very cool, very interesting, very good. I think solid pay-per-view. A lot of cool things going on, a lot of stuff that they're like hinting at and going with. So there you go. That is our review of WWE of Survivor Series War Games. Let us know what you think. Were there any matches you wish happened? Was there any outcomes you wish were different? Are there any speculations you have about what's going to be coming up as we move into 2024 and get ready for Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania? Let us know below. We still have the great wrestling show with Max and Vitamin J that's premiering. You should be getting about two episodes every month. As they talk about keep on with the Monday Night Wars. Again, my name's Legacy.
And I'm Max.
Vitamin J.
And may the discussions begin.